WCBS FM 101.1 with Mr. Music, Norman Knight on the Grand Slam World Series weekend for Dan Ingram. And you just heard a song that was originally a hit for the Five Royales, but in the summer of '59, it was first heard by the Shirelles, an even bigger hit in early '61 when it was re-released. And before that, from early '73, number one hit for the entire year, Tony Orlando and Dawn and Tie a Yellow Ribbon. Springtime, 1966, Paul Revere the Raiders on CBS FM. CBS FM 101, New York's oldies station on a Saturday afternoon with Mr. Music, Norman Knight till 3 o'clock for Dan Ingram, part of the Grand Slam World Series weekend. You just heard spring of '66, Paul Revere, the Raiders, and Kicks. And coming up later on this hour, we have a four-bagger from the Beatles on this big World Series weekend. Want to remind you to join your favorite cousin tonight at 7 p.m., Cousin Brucey's Saturday Night Oldies Party. Another great reason to listen to CBS FM 101.1. And don't forget to join CBS FM Sunday for Don K. Reed's Doo-Wop Shop, sponsored in part by Pathmark. That's the Doo-Wop Shop on CBS FM 101.1.
Lower minimum.
When it comes to credit.
101 weather.
Well, this afternoon, sunny with a high in the upper 60s. Tonight becoming cloudy, low in the mid-50s. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with showers, high in the low 60s. Monday's outlook, partly cloudy, high in the low 60s. Currently, it's 69 in Midtown.
CBS FM 101 would like to welcome you to the World Series weekend on 101.1, your field of dreams.
Get ready to play CBS FM's Grand Slam Baseball. When you hear the umpire yell, play ball, play ball, call us at 1-800-367-1101. If you can tell us which CBS FM DJ is coming up to bat, you'll win $101, plus a '94 World Series baseball and a CBS FM salary cap. You could be on deck, so keep listening to CBS FM 101.1, where the hits just keep on coming.
CBS FM 101.1 with Mr. Music, Norman Knight on a Saturday afternoon for Dan Ingram, part of the Grand Slam World Series weekend, taking you back to late summer of '66, number one for the Supremes and Can't Hurry Love. Got a four-bagger for you, summer of '69, number one for the Beatles.
You're listening to the Grand Slam World Series weekend, where the hits just keep on coming.
101 CBS FM.
CBS FM 101.1 with Mr. Music, Norman Knight at 12:34 on a Saturday afternoon for Dan Ingram, Grand Slam World Series weekend. And you just heard from the spring of '64, the Beatles roll over Beethoven. Before that, summer of '69, number one hit for the Beatles, and Get Back. Flip side was Don't Let Me Down. Let's go back now to December of '65, part of a four-bagger, the Beatles. Flip side of the number one hit, We Can Work It Out, little thing called Day Trippers. We do it for you. CBS FM 101.1 with Mr. Music, Norman Knight, playing your favorite oldies for Dan Ingram on part of our CBS FM Grand Slam World Series weekend. Four-bagger, the Beatles. Flip side of their number one hit, We Can Work It Out. You know, the Beatles had more number one hits than any other performer in the history of rock and roll. They had their first in January of '64, which was I Want to Hold Your Hand, and the 20th number one hit occurred for them, their very last, summer of 1970, with this one on CBS FM 101.1. CBS FM 101, New York's oldies station with Mr. Music, Norman Knight at 12:41 on a Saturday afternoon for Dan Ingram, part of our Grand Slam World Series weekend. You just heard a four-bagger, four in a row for the Beatles. Their very last number one hit, summer of 1970. They wound up with 20 number one hits on the national chart during their chart longevity and a long and winding road. On the batter's deck, out on the batting circle, you will hear a big hit from the Drifters this time of the year, 1961, coming up right after this.
Kayla, go.
101 weather.
Well, this afternoon it'll be sunny, high somewhere in the upper 60s. Tonight becoming cloudy, low in the mid-50s. Tomorrow mostly cloudy with showers, high in the low 60s. And Monday's outlook partly cloudy with a high in the low 60s. Currently 69 in Midtown.
The CBS FM 101ers welcome you to New York's Field of Dreams.
Get ready to play Grand Slam Baseball this weekend on CBS FM 101.1, where the umpire yells, play ball, play ball. Call us. If you're chosen to play, just tell us which CBS FM DJ is coming to bat.
Now batting for CBS FM.
You're right. You'll win $101. Everyone playing the game will get a 1994 Souvenir World Series baseball, plus a CBS FM salary cap. You could be in the game and hit a Grand Slam. So keep listening to the Grand Slam World Series Weekend on CBS FM 101.1.
CBS FM. Sweets for my sweets.
CBS FM 101 with the greatest hits of all time. And the hits just keep on coming.
Come on, let's get on out of here. Yes, CBS FM 101, New York's oldies station with Mr. Music Norman Knight on a Saturday afternoon for Dan Ingram, part of our Grand Slam World Series weekend. And you just heard a group from Portland, Oregon way. The Kingsmen with the old Richard Berry song and their hit from December of 63 and Louie Louie before that from the fall of 1961. Charlie Thomas, The Drifters, and Sweets for My Sweet. Coming up, a big hit from around Christmas time of 1956, and you'll hear it in a moment. Want to remind you, weekends are special. One of the reasons, Don K. Reed. Join him tomorrow night at 7 p.m. in the Doo-Wop Shop with special guests, the Orioles. That's Don K. Reed's Doo-Wop Shop. And another great reason to listen to CBS FM 101.1.
You know, it's funny what... Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Remember your favorite oldies. 1956. 101 CBS FM.
CBS FM 101.1 with Mr. Music Norman Knight, Nicky Guitar Baker, Silly Robinson, back in December of 1956, and Love is Strange. Oh, December of 1967, Clem Curtis, The Foundations on 101 FM The Sing. Oh, Lord. CBS FM 101.1 with Mr. Music Norman Knight for Dan Ingram on the CBS FM Grand Slam World Series weekend at 103 Rockin' Out till 3 o'clock. And we go back now to the fall of 62 after Sly and the Family Stone. Fall of 62, top 10 hit for Neil Sedaka as we rock on this Saturday afternoon. All for you on CBS FM 101.1.